Howdy and hello. Today we have an unverified number of Schedule 1 tips. From cop blocking, if you care to do that, you can make insane money off basic OG, and avoiding cops by simply turning your back. We'll go ahead and start off with the cop blocking. Simply get a vehicle and park it so the front and the back end are connected to both the left and right pillar. If done correctly, the police will not be able to exit the building. There will still be some patrol cars unless you care to block off the entire entrance using a ton of veepers. Or you could simply get better at avoiding the police. The choice is yours. If you want more experience, make as many safe deals as you possibly can. If you want more money, make as many risky deals as you can and hope it works out in your favor. In the early game, I wouldn't go too far below 80%, and towards the late game, I think 70% is a pretty nice spot to be at most of the time. Mixing in Schedule 1 isn't as worth it as folks make it out to be. It's fun. I like that. But it's not the best way to make money. Exhibit A, Mr. Knight will only pay $35.84 to get some Columbian creatine, the most expensive mix in the entire game with 16 ingredients. But he'll pay $35.80 to get a couple of OG Kush bricks. The only reason why Columbian creatine went for $4 extra is because the base price ended in a 4. Point being, mixing is something you do for fun. If you see folks saying, the best mix to make money, it's the best mix to waste your time. The true best way to make a ton of money in one day is to go up to people and sell to them in person. They usually buy a lot more than they would on the phone. I don't know why Pearl paid $5,000 for bricks one day and the next she's only paying $3 grand, which is still good, but I don't understand the discrepancy. If you turn your back towards the police, it will drastically reduce the detection range, making certain deals far easier to pull off, like next to the barbershop. If your back is turned and you get too close, they can still see you, but just not from as far away. So keep that in mind. The last thing you want to do is get too confident in your iron chariot. If it says wanted dead or alive, you are not impervious to bullets when in the veeper. The police can shoot the van and it transfers the damage to you. They can also tase the van too and it slows it down. And if you die, it makes you load the last save. That can sometimes mean you lost the past 21 minutes of progress, depending on when you died during the day or night. Sometimes the offers are too good to say no to. Negative 2,147,483,648 for one granddaddy perp. I'll do for $1. I'll cut you a deal. No thanks. This happens anytime the customer is hostile, and I have no idea what triggers it, but it messes up my sale something fierce. When slanging your herbs, super samples, or Columbian creatine, make sure to multiply the suggested price by at least 1.4 to get a decent asking price. You can do to 1.6, but be aware your dealers are selling it for that asking price, and customers only have a set amount they can spend in the first place. So if you do 60, which is the 1.6 times 38, you'll get only the high rollers buying from you, especially on the phone calls if you list it for sale. You could try giving your dealers a different strain, reduce the price, that way they can make more money overall, they just go through the product faster, and you yourself keep the one you're currently selling and have it at 1.6, especially once you have customers accustomed to that higher price. That way you keep all the high rollers for yourself, and the dealers are making more money per day. If you don't have time to deal with your customers yourself, put all your big spenders on your dealers instead and let them make money for you. It's not a big, crazy benefit, but you can make around 10,000 more per day doing it this way. Normally, I keep my big spenders to myself, and my dealers still make around 40,000. With the big spenders, it's 50,000, potentially 55. Find out how much people are willing to spend on your stuff by increasing the price, and I also recommend increasing quantity. If you're selling jars, go in intervals of 5. If you're selling bricks, 20. Makes life way easier. Currently, I can sell bricks for roughly 3,500 consistently, but I'm trying to figure out what the actual cap is. To do that, I'm just increasing the price. They're all asking for kind of the same stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and go up by 10 and 20 here and there. If you can't make a sell because the person's job dialog is popping up and no offers, simply hit them with your fist and quickly interact, and the sell can go through. Or hit them with a skateboard. The skateboard tech, not as easy as it looks. It's got to be a point blank, decently charged jump to knock them over. And even when that does happen, you gotta be really quick to interact, otherwise they'll go right back to their post. Veeper goes just as fast backwards as it does forwards and takes turns much better when going in reverse. So basically, drive Veeper in reverse as much as you possibly can. To do so, you simply hold right click, press the S key, off to the races you are. It's a better experience. Driving forwards and trying to hit corners, my goodness, brother, you simply can't. With the backwards tech, I can go into places I otherwise would sit there making a 35-point turn to try and make it into. It's unreal. So get into that and you'll have a much better time. Do be aware if you're going too fast, hit a turn too sharp going backwards, you will do a slight 180. New discovery, you can back the van up under the bridge. Before I'd have to be on top and jump over, waste more time. With this strategy, I can load directly in the van. Park the veeper inside any loading bay near a store, and anything you buy from said store will be put directly into the back of the veeper storage. This can save you tons of time in buying anything from Oscar's not so legal warehouse. You simply buy soil, for instance, 160 in the van, and you uncheck the box by another 80, and now you have 240 and you only paid cash. Customers won't buy from you unless you have packaging for your product in the form of a baggie or a jar. But bricks also work. Son of a biscuit. What is this? If you spam jump on top of the bus stop bench, you can store momentum by mounting your skateboard before leaving the bus stop roof and dismount the skateboard to go into the skybox. The more you spam jump, the higher you go. Back to the bricks, they're much more efficient than jars since 5 of these bricks is the equivalent of 20 jars. And bricks don't require any glass to be encased in. Pickpocketing back bricks is much easier than jars due to the smaller stack size. I can sell 100 kush total, because 5 times 20. And the pickpocket isn't crazy big, but it's not too small in comparison to 70 kush for 14 jars. When you fail a pickpocket, a few things can happen. One being the customer runs away, which is unideal since you can't go for another pickpocket for some period of time. Hit them again to reset this, potentially, and it triggers a different state. This is going to be them sitting there terrified, and a pickpocket can happen. One of the more ideal situations is when they try and fight you back. You simply run away, outrange them, and they will forget about it in no time at all. And then you can go for another pickpocket like nothing happened. If they call the cops, you have the option to knock them out. You can punch them, interrupt it, hit them, interrupt it. If you hit them 3 times with punches that are charged, they will be knocked unconscious. They will be that way for 6 hours plus. 6 hours is 6 minutes in game, and that's all it takes to sell to a customer again after they bought from you that very day, which means you can sell to customers roughly 3 times if you get there very quickly. That is, if they even let you. Customers can decline an offer before it even really takes place. I'm good, thanks. All right, Dean, I'll remember that. This next one's a journey. An easy way to get upstanding citizen, which is recycling 500 pieces of trash, is go to Hank or any store, park the van in the loading bay, and get yourself 16 trash grabbers. Just 16. Then you go ahead and drive off back to a place that has a bunch of trash and pick them all up with every piece of trash collector equipped. This saves so much time, it's not even funny. And when you go to dispose of it, bring the van and cycle through every single one of them. You'll get the achievement in probably 2 or 3 trips. If you have a decent farm setup, it should not be too difficult to get the trash required. And try and go for smaller pieces. For instance, those plastic vials take up way less space than the actual baggies. A slightly better way to clear trash is going to settings, enable console commands, exit, hit the tilde key below the escape key, and type in clear trash as one word. It gets rid of all trash in the entire game. Make console keybinds by typing in the word bind, followed by a letter on your keyboard. I recommend U, I, O, and L, for example, and then insert the console command. So clear trash, for example. You hit enter, and now if you press U, all the trash is gone. It does seem to reset whenever you log out and log back in, so you have to make that keybind again, but it will save you time when you're actually playing the game for like 30 minutes or so, and you gotta clear a bunch of trash. It may be wise to only do phone deals after around 6 p.m. Main reason being, if they have a phone deal with you that can last upwards of 16 hours, they won't buy anything from you. And customers can buy multiple times a day. You're losing out so much value if you just have a phone deal going on that won't be happening until late night anyway due to the curfew bonus. It's around 20-25%. So maybe you delist the products, walk around selling to people first, and then around 6 p.m. list it again, do other stuff, and that's how you make the most money potentially you can in a single day. If your botanists have no seeds to plant, they may cause frame issues that seem as though you're lagging. To fix that, buy them more seeds and soil to plant with, or make it so they stop working. Unassign their bed, or just don't pay them, and the next day, it shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. And that concludes the unverified number of Schedule 1 tips. Hopefully it helped you in some way. If it did, nice. Do yourself a favor and get some Columbian creatine monohydrate in real life. Make sure it's third-party tested, and take that stuff. daily. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Laters.